The disappearance of Philip. Prologue. I can't believe it. Why did Philip have to disappear the day before our wedding? I rubbed the temples of my head when my cell phone, suddenly, my phone buzzed. I opened the phone and saw text on my screen. One new voice message. I put the phone to my ear as I listened to the voice message I got from Philip. I heard heavy breathing in my ear before I heard Philip speak. Shotaro, I am not sure if you will get this message, but if you do, I got kidnapped. Kidnapped by a dopant. I don't know where it took me, but please help me. It is doing things to me. No, stay away. Get lost, hyphen. The message ended there. Philip. I screamed into the phone, even though I knew it was a pre-recorded message. I dropped the phone on my sofa. Don't worry, Ibo, I will find you, I said as I stood up. Putting my fedora on, I headed out on a quest to find my groom. Stefan, a friend of mine, and Philip, and also a member of the band, the Midnight Beast, entered the room. Shotaro, it's 2:30 in the morning. What is all this fucking ruckus about? He asked. Philip has been kidnapped and I need you, Ashley, and Drew to help me find him, I said. He looked at me, confusion etched across his face. End prologue. The Disappearance of Philip. Part 1. My phone started ringing the song, For Your Entertainment, by Adam Lambert, blaring in the room. Moshi, Hidari Shotaro here, I answered. I heard soft sobs come from the other end of the line. Philip, I said softly. Shotaro, I called you to say this is goodbye, he said. Philip, was all I could say before I got interrupted again. I won't disappear from your life forever, but please don't forget me, Ibo, he said, and with that the phone line went dead. I closed my phone. I will find you. I won't let you be that dopant slave, I thought. Philip's point of view. I shut the phone and sobbed as the dopant lowered the gun from my temple. Very well, my dear prince. Now come with me so we can create some heirs, it said. My eyes widened. That is scientifically impossible, I said. It is not impossible when I injected you with Tokatanian DNA, the dopant said as he grabbed my arm. No, please let go of me, please, I screamed as the dopant locked us both inside a room. End Part 1. The Disappearance of Philip. Part 2. I paced back and forth, waiting for Stefan to finish tracking the phone call. I got Philip's exact location, he said. I looked at him. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go, I said. Shotaro, wait. There is one problem, Stefan said. I groaned and turned around and looked at Stefan. I just googled the address, and it says it doesn't exist, he said. Huh, that's wired. Unless the dopant is making some sort of illusion to fool us, I said to myself. I snatched a tracking device from Stefan and downloaded the information to where Philip is onto my cell phone. I ran outside to my motorcycle. Oi, wait for us! I heard Ashley, Drew, and Stefan yelled in unison as they came stumbling outside. I stared at them. You have done so much for us, Shotaro. Without you, the Midnight Beast wouldn't exist. So please let us help you find Philip, Stefan said. Ashley and Drew got in the car, while Stefan sat behind me on the bike. We drove until we stopped by an old mansion. People were walking past it like it wasn't even there, so I assumed the dopant made it invisible for humans. Me, Drew, Stefan, and Ashley stepped inside. The mansion was decorated in some old-timey British style. Me and the guys looked around in every room, but we couldn't find Philip, until we heard a moan coming from the door we were currently standing in front of. I opened the door to see a library. The books were engulfed in flames. I heard the moaning again. Stefan, Ashley, and I followed the sound to the other side of the library to see Philip lying on the floor in a ring of fire. I ran up to him. I looked at Philip. His jeans and underwear were completely torn away. The only thing keeping Philip's naked lower half from being exposed was his long shirt. I pulled him onto my lap. I looked at his face. It was covered in some sort of heat substance. He opened his eyes and looked at me. Shishotaro, Ashley, Drew, Stefan, you came, he said. I smiled at him. Of course we came. I could never leave my soon-to-be husband to a dopant, I said, smiling back. Good guys, we've got company, Drew said. I turned around to see an elderly man looking at us. And what business do you have to intrude in my home? He asked us. I am here to save my fiancée from you, I said. The man smirked. How are you now? He said, taking a Gaia memory out of his pocket. He pressed the button on the Gaia memory. 0. He pressed the memory onto his forehead. End part 2. The disappearance of Philip. End part. The elderly man had transformed into some sort of Cthulhu-like being. I will destroy you, Kamen Rider, and then I will have my lovely wife, he said, motioning to Philip, who was unconscious in my arms. Stefan emitted a low growl from the back of his throat. Like fucking hell you will, he said. If Lux actually killed, then the Gauler Stefan the other sent him could have killed the elderly man. He chuckled. You think you can beat me, the great and almighty Samuel Anderson? Samuel said. He shot the same white substance Philip was covered in at me. I picked Philip up bridal style and dodged him. With Philip being weak, I could not transform to Kamen Rider W. Stefan stepped in front of Samuel. He removed his earring that allowed him to disguise himself in a human form, and turned into his Tokatanian self. Large spikes were covering his tail, which I had not noticed before. He swung his tail, and the spikes came flying at Samuel's face. Samuel dodged the spikes without any problems. Shishotaro, please transform, Philip said. You know I can't transform without you, and you are in no condition to transform, I said. Philip reached weakly into his pocket for something. He pulled out a belt. It was the lost driver. I put Philip safely on the ground and took my Joker Gaia memory, out of my pocket. I pressed a tiny button on the Gaia memory. Joker! I inserted the Gaia memory into the only slot in the driver. Henshin. I flipped the slot to the side when the transformation happened. Samuel looked at me. That is impossible! You cannot transform without your partner, he said. I chuckled lightly. I can transform without Philip. Alone, I am Kamen Rider Joker. Sa-o-mei umai o kazi-a-ro. Asterisk, I said, charging Samuel. I attacked him without showing that bastard any mercy for kidnapping the kids, nabbing the man I am about to marry. Once I attacked him, enough to make him weak, it was time to put my attack into maximum drive. Joker, maximum drive. Rider kick! I yelled as I jumped into the air and kicked him. I landed on the ground as Samuel was engulfed in an explosion. His body ejected the Gaia memory and it broke. I de-transformed and went back to Philip and the guys. I picked up Philip bridal style and we exited the mansion. Back in the apartment, Philip lay on the couch and slept the rest of the day. I smiled as I stroked his cheek. Now he didn't have to be anything to be afraid of. Tomorrow was the day we were going to say our waltz that would bind us together. I kissed his forehead. Sleep well, Iroh. Asterisk, I said. Philip opened his eyes. I love you too, Jotaro, he said before falling asleep again. The end. What the fuck was that?